If it had been the other way around, you wouldn't see all these white folks across the internet.
Yes, Chris, there are a lot of us white people celebrating what happened in Alabama and the fact that there was some retribution there for our black community. Being that it was the white privilege way of thinking people, white supremacist ideology thinking people started that whole fucking mess, Chris. So yeah, I think it's fucking funny that people got bopped on the head with a chair and what have you. They were jumping in the river to get away, you know, and some got tossed out there in the river and got baptized real quick. Chris, you know, every day, Chris, I have to look at the news feeds and stuff, and I do a lot of reading, and every day a white person is attacking black people every fucking day. And that they, most of the time, their lives are being taken. Chris, have you ever read this article right here? You really should. And read it with an open mind and an open heart. Really take it in. 6 white ex-officers, because they all got fired now, in Mississippi plead guilty to assault on 2 black men. And it was a heinous assault. From sexual assault to one cop putting a gun into one of the victims' mouths and pulling the trigger. Really, Chris, you ought to go read it. Chris, this is a really good one for you to read too. Woman who drove into children gets 25 years for hate crime. A white woman did that, Chris. So sometimes you gotta bop them on the head, even when they're down, to make sure they stay down, Chris. See, Chris, this is an old woman. But guess what? She unalived somebody. Again, sometimes you just gotta bop them on the head, Chris. White Florida woman who shot black neighbor called kids racial slurs, cops say. Now, Chris, you're really going to love these right here because, you know, this white supremacist took many people's lives. Please go read it. Chris, do you remember this one? Buffalo shooting gunman drove 200 miles out of his way for a pure evil hate crime. That's where he killed 10 innocent black people and wounded 3 more. Have you ever seen this story, Chris? Black woman attacked by 4 white men wielding lighter fluid, taunting with racial slurs. They doused her down with lighter fluid as she sat in her car, and then they threw the match in on her, Chris. So yes, Chris, a lot of us white people are celebrating with our black community for that little bit of retribution they got the other day.